Good morning to everyone. The last class we have discussed about function subroutines concept, macros, and include. Okay, and today we will discuss about function modules. Okay, so these four concepts are modularization techniques only. Okay, so what's the use of modularization techniques? So we are dividing the code into some blocks. Okay, we are dividing our code into some blocks and we are reusing that one. Okay, we are reusing that one. Same thing, function module also. Okay, this is also one reusable concept only. Okay, means we will create one function module and we can use that same function module in n number of programs. Okay, so this is the concept. So first of all, I will create one program. This is the program. Okay, now I am writing something code here like select. hmm, I will go to one table here first of all /home S11. Okay, and here uh, LFB1. Okay, LFB1 table. LFB1 you already know about that one. Vendor header information you can get that one. Okay, here we can get vendor and company code information. Okay, the combination of vendors and company code information we can get here. So fine, when Lipner, Bookers, Penner, I will take three base like that. Lipner, Penner, something field I'm taking like ZSABE. Okay, four fields I'm taking here. From LFB1 into here. I don't want to fetch multiple records. Okay, I don't want to fetch multiple records. I want to fetch only single record. Okay, so if you want to fetch multiple records, then we have to go for internal table. Right, so if you want to store only one record, okay, then we have to go to work area. Okay, so I am fetching only one record now, so I am going for work area now into work area LFB1. Okay, and where Lipner is equal to something p underscore Lipner I am giving here. Okay, p underscore Lipner I am giving here. So if you want to align the code, you can align. Okay, so you can align like this. And before that one, I have to declare one work area, right? So if you want to declare one work area, then what we have to do? We have to declare one types. Okay, types begin of t1 square. Type name is lfb1. Left now. Type lfb1 left now. Okay, if you know the data element directly, you can declare the field with the data element also, no problem. And bookers type lfb1 hyphen bookers. And kernel prnr type lfb1 hyphen prnr, okay, and ZSABE type lfb1 hyphen ZSABE, okay, and end of ty underscore lfb1, okay. Now I am declaring on work area here data work area lfb1, okay, and type ty underscore lfb1, okay. And now I am declaring on work parameter p underscore if no type lfb1 if no, okay. So already you know about how to declare the internal tables work areas, these all things, okay. And here I am selecting only single record, okay, only single record. That is why I am taking work area here, okay, work area here. For example, if you want to fetch multiple records, okay, if you want to fetch multiple records, then what you will do, so you have to write like from lfb1 into table it lfb1, okay. So you will write like this. If you want to paste the data multiple records into the internal table, then we have to write like this, okay. Into table, okay, into table means this is the internal table now, okay. Only into is there, then work area is there. If the table keyword is there, means this is the internal table. The table keyword is not there, then it is the work area, okay. Fine, fine. So here I am selecting only one record from the table, right, only one record from the table, and I'm passing into one work area directly. I'm passing into one work area, right. So here this is a single record, right. So you have to write here, okay, you have to write here select single, okay, select single, because this is a work area. So in this work area only one record I am fetching, so I have to write like select single, and fields name we have to write like this, okay. Now save it, check it, activate it, okay. So this is, it is like this. And one more thing, here two options are there, select single, select up to one rows, okay. When we have to use select single and when we have to use select up to one rows, okay. So both are used for fetching single record, only one record, okay. I'm taking one more example here, one more select query here. Someone is asking doubt, any doubt? Okay. Okay, so here I am writing select single. So I'm just you I mean I am commenting this one. I will discuss about this one after this code. So here select single listener, okay, and name one ORT01 from LFA1, okay. I'm going to LFA1 table. Let us open that one. So in this LFA1 table you have to check how many key fields are there, okay. So you don't consider the MADT field, okay. Whenever you are fetching the data at the time, you don't consider this MADT field, and only one listener is there. Okay, only one listener is the keyword key field here. Okay, now the where condition. Okay, the where condition, we are giving listener equal to p underscore listener. Okay, means we are giving something condition to the key field. All right, and here I am fetching only one record. Okay, I am fetching only one record. So in this case, we have to write like this code: select single. Okay, listener m1 ORT01. How many fields you want? That many fields you have to write, and from table LFA1 into work area LFA1. Okay, and I'm giving the
Sir,
condition where listener
could,
equal to p underscore listener. Okay, so here
sir, could you repeat it?
only one primary key is there in this table. Okay, only one primary key, and I am also fetching only one record. Okay, and you are giving the condition of
Hello?
the key field.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Could you repeat it, sir? Once again.
Okay. See, I want to fetch one record from the LFA1 table. Okay, so I'm writing the code like this. Okay, select listener name1 ORT01 from LFA1 table into. Okay, so till now you have written the code like this. Okay, means you are fetching the data and you are passing the data into an internal table directly. Okay, but now my requirement is I have to pass the data into work area. Okay, not internal table. I have to pass the data into work area. So work area will contain only one record. Okay, it cannot contain multiple records. So what I'm writing here, select single we have to write. Okay, select single. We are fetching single record. Okay, and the work area also will contain single record. That is why I'm writing here select single field names. How many fields you want? That many of fields you have to mention here. Okay, and from table into work area name. Okay, so till now you have written like into table internal table name. Okay, into table internal table name. Okay, but now work area, I am taking work area. That is why I am not mentioning here table. Into table I am not writing, just I am writing into only. Okay, into work area LFA1. Okay, and here where condition I am writing. Okay, where condition I am writing. So here two options are there. Okay, select single. Here I am writing select single, right? So this is a select single, and one more option also is there, select up to one rows. Okay, so in the interview they may ask you questions, how can you when you will use select single and when you will use up to one rows. Okay, so here first of all I will check the table in LFA1 table. I will check, okay, how many key fields are there. Only one key field is there, that is lip now. Okay, only one key field is there, that is lip now. So I'm giving the condition for that listener only. Okay, I'm giving the condition for that listener only. Okay, in this case we have to go for select single. Means how many key fields are there. Okay, in the table level how many key fields are there? Only one key field are there. For example, four key fields are there. Okay, four key fields are there. At the time in this select query I have to pass four conditions here. Okay, I have to pass four conditions, then I will go for select single. Okay, how many key fields are there in the table? That many of fields we have to pass the where condition. Okay, then we have to go for select single. Okay, for example, I don't know, I'm not passing. Okay, four key fields are there in the table. Okay, four key fields are in the table. Now I'm not passing the where condition for four fields. I am passing the where condition for two fields only. Okay, I'm passing where condition for two fields only. At that time you should not write, okay, select single, you should not write at that place. Here LFB1 I'm taking, this is the LFA1 table. Okay, LFA1 only vendor number is the primary key. If you come to LFB1 table, okay, and here two primary keys are there, Lifner and Bookers. Okay, Lifner and Bookers, two primary keys are there. Okay, and here I am giving only one where condition here. Okay, I am giving only one where condition, and that to Lifner. Okay, but what about Bookers? Bookers is also one of the key field here, right? Bookers also one of the key field, but I am not passing the where condition for Bookers field. Okay, so in this case, we have to go for select up to one rows. Okay, so both will fetch only one record. Okay, both will fetch only one record. Okay, whenever you know all the primary keys. Okay, whenever you know all the primary keys, whenever you are passing condition for all primary key fields, then we have to go for select single. Okay, but I don't know. I am not passing all the primary key fields in the where condition. Then I have to go for up to one rows. Okay, where can we write up to one rows here? Okay, so here we have to write from table into work area up to one rows. Okay, up to one rows and end select you have to write here. Okay, select how many fields you want, that many fields I am taking here, and from table into work area, okay, up to one rows. Okay, up to one rows it will select only one row. Okay, and where listener equal to p underscore listener. Okay, and here bookers also is one of the key field in this table, but I don't know that key field. Okay, I don't know, just I know only listener. Okay, that is why I'm passing that listener field in the where condition. Okay, we have to write like that. Okay, so here all the primary keys I am passing, I know exact record, I know. Okay, exact record I know, that is why I am passing all the primary keys in the where condition. Okay, but I don't know exact condition. Okay, I don't know exact condition where condition, then I know only one field or two field in the primary key fields, so at that time we will go for select up to one rows. Okay, here it will also fetch only one record but not exact record. I will execute this one, let us see how it will work. Just activate it, write work area lfb1 hyphen lifna work area lfb1 hyphen bookers area lf a1 hyphen b1 hyphen PRNR. Okay, I am displaying only three records. Okay, here I am fetching four records. Okay, here I am fetching four records, but I am displaying only three records. That is our issue. Okay, if you want to display four records, you can write here. If you want to display two records, we can write those two records only. Okay, and now activate the program. Click on keep the breakpoint here and execute the program. And before that one, I want to get to know the records, LFB1 records. Okay, one is the record is there. I will take the screenshot of this one. Okay. Okay, I will give the reply as one only. So this is the program, right? I'm executing this program. Okay, in the Lipner, I am giving a 1. Okay, Lipner 1. Click on execute button. So the cursor came to the debugging screen and the cursor is at 21 line. If I click on F5 button, okay, if I click on F5 button, what will happen? Let us see. So here something data is coming, LFB1 data is coming. Okay, LFB1, I mean listener is all zeros 1 and bookers also 0001. Okay, if you see the table values, okay, it is coming like this. Okay, 0001 and sorry, all zeros 1 and 0001. Okay, lifter is this one and bookers is this one. Right now, I will click on back button. One more time, click on F5 button. The cursor is at 28th line. Okay, the cursor is at 28th line. If I click on F5 button, okay, if you click on F5 button, actually the cursor has to go to 37 line because these all are commented. So it should go to 37 line. Okay, but how the cursor will trigger? Let us see. I am clicking on F5 button one more time. Okay, F5 button. See where it came. Once again it is coming here. Okay, once again the cursor is coming to the select query. Okay, 21 line. Click on F5 button. Okay, now double click on this LFB1. Same record. Okay, same record only it is fetching here. First record, but it is triggering 2 times. Okay, but it is triggering 2 times. Okay, same data only it is fetching. Same record, only first record only. Okay, here 2 records are available. Okay, 2 records are available. I am giving the vendor number as 1. Okay, but vendor is available in 2 records here. Okay, but it is fetching only first record. Okay, so here 10 records are available. Just assume 10 records are available for Lepner all zeros 1. Okay, then also it will take first record only. Okay, then also it will take first record only, but it will trigger the database 2 times. Means same select query it will trigger 2 times. Okay, same select query it will trigger 2 times. Now click on F5 button. If you click on F5 button, where it will go? Click on F5 button. See the cursor is coming to 37 line. Okay, the cursor is coming to 37 line. Okay, same place if you write a select single, otherwise click on back, and here where condition is there, right? Here I will write one more thing like bookers equal to, okay, 0001. I am hard coding this one. Okay, I am hard coding. Okay, hard coding I am writing 0001. Otherwise you can take in the parameter also, no problem. Okay, as of now I am hard coding this one. Okay, and here I am taking 2 wait conditions. Okay, I am taking 2 wait conditions, and in the LFB1 also, the LFB1 2 wait conditions are there, Lipner and bookers. Okay, Lipner and bookers. So those 2 key fields only I am passing the where condition. Okay, so in this case we should not write like select up to 1 rows. Okay, we have to write like select single. Okay, select single we have to write. Okay, now activate this one. Okay, so if we are if you write select single, then end select not required here. Okay, execute it. Okay, I am giving something number as 1. Click on F8 button. Desktop 3. See the cursor is at 21 line. Okay, the cursor is at 21 line and I am writing select single. Okay, and if you click on F5 button, see the cursor is coming to 37 line. Okay, so only one time it is triggering the database. Okay, only one time it is triggering the database. So when we have to use select single and when we have to use select up to 1 rows. Okay, select single means whenever you know all the primary key fields. Okay, and you are passing all the primary keys in the where condition, then we have to go for select single. Okay, otherwise if you don't know all the primary keys, okay, you are giving only one primary key or two primary keys. Okay, at that time we have to go for select up to one rows. Okay, this is the interview question, and if you take the select up to one rows, okay, then it will fetch only first record. Okay, it will fetch only first record. Maybe there are 3 or 4 records are also available, but it won't consider remaining things. It will fetch only first record, and it will trigger the database 2 times. Okay, same select query will trigger 2 times. Okay, that is why mostly we will go for select single only. Okay, select single only we have to prefer, means we have to pass all the primary keys in the select query, the condition. Okay, they will ask you for one question, so what will be better? Okay, I mean, you are writing something program at the time, uh, what you will write, select up to one rows you will write or select single you will write, they will ask the question like that. Okay, I will prefer select single only. Okay, select single only because it will hit the database only one time. Okay, if I take select up to one rows, then it is triggering 2 times. Okay, same data it is fetching 2 times. Okay, that is why I will go for select single only. Okay, fine, this is the program. Now what I'm doing, so the declaration part is there, right? So the declaration part I will take into one index. So include name is ZCL INC. Okay, and this is the okay ZINC test bar. Okay, click on save button. Okay, save it, activate it. Okay, so this is one way. Okay, directly I am passing include name and double clicking on that one, and I am creating the include here. Otherwise you have to go to one more screen, SC38 screen. There you have to provide the include name, and you have to click on create button, and there you have to select the include program. Okay, in place of executable program you have to select the include program. Okay, that is one more way. Okay, both ways are correct only. Now uh, I will cut this one and I will go to this include. Okay, and here I will paste that code, declaration part. Okay, activate it and click on back button. See, it is coming like this. Okay, all the declaration is available in this include now. Okay, one parameter I am taking here. Fine. Now I have to write this select query into one function module. Okay, I have to write this select query into one function module. So if you want to create any function module, then we have one transaction, that is SC37. Okay, SC37. Here we have to write the function module name. I have to create one function module, right? So here one more thing. So if you want to create any function module, okay, if you want to create any function module, then you have to create one function group. Okay, you have to create one function group, and in this function group you have to create one function module. Okay, function module 1, function module 2, function module 3, how many it is. Okay, so how many you want to declare, how many you want to create the function modules, that many of you can create in the group. Okay, group is nothing but one folder, like one folder. Okay, function group is nothing but one folder. Okay, in that folder we have to create the function modules. Okay, fine. First of all I will create one function group. Okay, how to create a function group here. Okay, SE37 is the transaction code for that one. Okay, SE37, 38 for program. Okay, and SE37 for function module. Okay, here, where is it? Go to button is there. Okay, go to the menu button. Here, function groups one option is there, and click on create group. Okay, click on create group. Here, I am providing ZJF. ZJF is the function group, and here function group for SJF. Okay, click on save button. Okay, fine. Okay, function group is created here. Okay, function group ZJF is created. Now I have to activate this function group. Okay, I have to activate. Just it is created. That's it. Now I have to activate this function group. How can I activate? Okay, so in the utilities button, where is it? Okay, fine. Environment is there. Okay, environment is there. Here, inactive objects is there. Okay, inactive objects. Just click on that button. Okay, just click on that button and function groups also available here. So this is the ZSJF. Okay, the function group ZSJF is available. Okay, now right click on that one on the main folder. Otherwise, ZSJF is coming. Just right click on that one. Click on activate button. Click on OK. Okay, so that is activated now. Objects activated. Now click on back button. So this is the function module. Okay, now I am creating one function module ZSJF underscore FM1. Okay, function module 1. Click on create button. Okay, so the function module is coming here, and here function group it is asking. Okay, in which folder you have to create this function module. Okay, so here I am passing function group name as ZSJF. Okay, the description. Okay, description for the function module. Okay, fine, no problem. Enter button. So it is coming like this. Okay, it is coming like this. Here source code is there. I will discuss each and every tab. So first of all, source code is there. Okay, click on that source code. Okay, here, so in the program level, there is a program. This is a program, right? Here I want to cut this one and I will paste here. Okay, I will paste here. One minute, I will copy that return number. Just here I am hard coding. I will discuss about parameters also. Okay, I will discuss how to pass the parameters and select options like that. As of now, I am hard coding the data. Okay, I am just activated the program here. I'm just activated the function module here. Okay, so same this select query I want to use in multiple programs. Okay, this select query I want to use in multiple programs. At that time, not required to write same code in different programs. Okay, only one time I can create one function module and you can call that function module in n number of programs. Automatically the select query will call here. Okay, so what is the function module here? This is the function module name. Just copy this one all right. And here one tab is there, pattern. Okay, pattern. The shortcut key is Control F6. Click on that button. So this button is for calling one function module. Okay, and you just pass the function module name, click on enter button. Automatically it is coming like this. Okay, call function module. Okay, call function module. Now save it, check it, activate it. Okay, how simplify the code is here. Okay, only one. This is also not required now. As of now, I am not using this one. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 lines. Okay, in this program I am taking only 3 lines, and here this is one sub program, and this is also one sub program, and this is the break condition. Right, now activate this one. Keep the breakpoint here. Okay, now click on execute button. Okay, now if you see here, okay, here the program name is ZSJF11082020. right? Now the cursor is at 16th line. Okay, see the class will disconnect in 1 minute, so reconnect it once again. Okay, the cursor is at 16th line. Okay, if I click on F5 button, it will go inside of the sub program. This is sub program only, like one